or you have people that are stuck in certain eras, and I see it in you. And until you, like, if you're a fashion person, you don't understand why people dress the way they dress. So we're in 2024, and I know you done been to fashion weeks. You probably been all over the world. Is it different, like, over in different places? Because certain stuff that people wear, people be like, oh, he this, he that. Like, it's fashion. Is it like, what makes it different? Like, when dudes wear the crazy stuff. Like, what is it about the fashion when you go to, like, Paris or over there or to a fashion week? What makes that particular different, wild, crazy style so in?
The words you just said, it's stylish. It's not about people just putting colors and stuff like that together. It's really how you own that look, how you own the style. That's, our Macy's trademark, but how you own your style. But it's really like how you wear it, how you walk in it, like you command the room with your outfit. So, here I made a post because I was like, listen, All-Star Weekend, I'm going to dress like I live in either Atlanta, LA, or New York. No,
okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Welcome, world. You're now tuned in to Underdawg Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today we have Miss Nicole Rene. Okay, I know, everybody's name be different or
So
something.
you say it different?
Yeah. And she is a fashion, I don't know, I was going to try to use a fancy word, but she's a fashion lady. And she's going to talk about her fashion week for All-Star Weekend and tell us about herself. But before we do that, I need a fun fact.
Okay. Fun fact, I'm really like I don't know if this is a fun fact. I'm really a geek. Like, I just like technology. I like creativity. I like thinking of things. So I really can just sit at home and watch Law and Order all day.
Me too. Me too. Do you watch the new Law and Order?
No, because I like the old ones. I was watching the new ones when Stabler was doing all his shows and stuff, and then I don't know, I stopped watching it.
Yeah, because it came on yesterday. So they got the regular Law and Order back, and they got SVU that's been going forever. Then Stabler got his. I don't know, his is cool. It's kind of his own show about him and his family. I'm like, I don't really know. A fun fact about me, I would say I'm a geek too. I don't think people really know that because I really don't show it because, in our community, a long time ago, you think you smart, you a certain way. But I like computer technology. Like when I was in 5th grade, I took a computer apart, put it together, went to school for it, but it didn't work out. But yeah, I definitely like creating stuff. Like I do a lot of my graphic design, so I've studied my own to get better at it, but I love doing those. Like if somebody asks me to do a flyer, I ain't too confident, but I'm confident in making it, but I don't know like how much I would charge somebody to do it.
Right, because you like doing it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So, are you from Napa?
I am born and raised here.
What side of town?
Northeast.
Northeast. So you a little ratchet. You're not all the way ratchet.
I'm borderline.
Okay, because east.
I can get with it.
East. Yeah.
I'm not far east side.
Not far east. Okay. All right, and look, and nothing wrong.
I know everybody from
there's nothing wrong. It's really kind of a joke of like when you stay on certain times of town, you act a certain way. So when you were little, Miss Nicole, were you a fashion person then?
Oh yes.
So
I just actually had this conversation today. Like my mom used to dress me up, and I was already, too much then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of fell into place in high school and sometimes in grade school. But I know I was at one point writing everything down on a calendar, so I wouldn't repeat it in school. And then I would go through like phases where I would only wear polo.
Wait, hold on. You said you had a calendar. Wait, so you wrote down your outfits?
Yes, I wouldn't repeat them.
Oh wow, yeah, you was doing the thing. Because listen, I'll be like, okay, I ain't posted this on social media in a while. I can wear this. Yeah, you was doing it.
Back then I was like, okay, I wore this, so I can't wear this outfit again. Or you mix and match it, So But yeah, been doing that since then. I went through a phase where I was only wearing either Tommy Hilfiger or Polo. You know, that was the elitist stage back then. Yeah, so I've only wore Jordans or my cheerleading shoes. I think I had kids because those were popular. I don't think
kids. Oh, okay.
I don't think and that was when I was little. Other than that, I had on some Jordans. I had to be the first person in school to wear them. So my mom, she worked at Allstate back in the day. So Eastgate Mall back then was across the street. So they knew me, so I could get my shoes the night before to be the first one to wear them in school the next day.
I know they didn't like you. They didn't like you at all. So were you even because with Jordans you can dress girly or tomboy. Were you tomboy or you was girly or you mixed it up?
I would say probably in high school I was girly. When I started getting into college, you get a little thick, you know. So it was like I'm trying to figure out this body weight. So you know, it turned a little tomboyish, but it was still girly. But either way, like I just rocked it. It's a style.
So at what point did you you were just like you started dressing you? Because I know for like with my son, we always dressed him when he was younger, but it kind of like at 2. Like he knew what he wanted to wear, what he didn't want to wear. We used to have to fight him to go to daycare because if it didn't fit, he was like, "No, I'm not wearing it." Yeah. So what do you remember like when you got into your own like, okay, I'm gonna put this with this and this with that? Because I know sometimes parents dress their kids and then the kids don't express themselves till later in life.
Yeah, no, I don't even remember. To be quite honest, I just recall in like middle school, maybe is when I started really paying attention to it. Because I went to, let me say that. I went to Catholic school, so I had a uniform.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I didn't really pay attention to anything until I got to middle school.
Okay.
And that's when that's probably where the whole calendar thing came in at, because I was like, I can't wear this again. I already wore it. So that's probably when I kind of found out, like, okay, I like this. This is what I want to wear. I used to cut up jeans and go to the Mecca back in the day, and just wear just different stuff. So I've always been different.
Okay, and I've been that way. I wasn't wearing Jordans. We couldn't afford those, but whatever I wore, like I didn't. So I'm from Michigan City. That's up north. Everybody was like Air Force Ones, Jordans. I didn't really care about Jordans because that was nothing my mom ever
Jordan
got.
Fan.
I was a Jordan fan, but I just like they never bought me the shoes, so it was nothing that I was like, ooh, I need these Jordans. So like I remember like when Air Force Ones were popular, I was wearing Air Force Twos. I was always different. I was like, I don't want to dress like y'all, and I want to look like y'all. So I would dress my own way. We would go to Maryville, and I would go and find something that was unique because I'm an old school high top shoe kind of guy. So I would go and find stuff that would be different because I was like, I don't want to look like y'all. And I'm still that way to this day. Like, I don't like dressing like nobody else.
Yes,
like,
and I think too with Jordans back in the day, like it was the first fashion sneaker.
Yeah.
And plus they had the high top game on lock.
The one, so like
I love high top sneakers. I hate low top sneakers. They don't work with me because they show my ankle. Well, not my ankles, my socks, you know. And then it's like, then it might not. It just doesn't go with me.
I actually got on Lowe's today, but that's just because I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna throw something on because you would have caught. If I was like, well, she do a little fashion, so she might have some clothes on, so I need to at least look presentable. But I be comfortable sometimes because I work at a school and I come straight there most of the time, so I be comfortable. But I was like, let me throw on some clothes. I got a haircut yesterday, feeling a little attractive for the week, so I was like, let me throw something on. But I'm high top, high socks.
Yes, I love high top sneakers because I feel like even in the summertime you can get away with them. In the summertime, I feel like low tops. To me, that's kind of what I think about. And the only time I wore low tops was cheerleading, so maybe that's it. I don't know, but I just never have been a fan of low tops.
I think with basketball, it's always in my head. Don't wear low shoes. Well, for me, because I sprained my ankle on some low shoes, so I always kept a shoe above my ankle, and then I just always loved the high top. Like, I don't care if it's Reebok, Fila, whatever it is. Now, Converse, when they came out with these shoes that look like, I don't know what, I don't like them. They look weird. there was trying to be like the fashion shoes that people wear, but I didn't like them. But I remember, what were they called? Smacks. You ever remember? So I don't know where I was at. I got a pair of Smacks for $20, and they were the Miami Dolphin colors. Found me a hat, found me a shirt, and the shoes. They like, man, where you get them at? You don't even need. I don't even remember, but I literally paid $20 for them, and they was one of the flyest pairs of shoes that I had because of that color stuck out. And I'm that type of person. Like, I'm gonna find a little deal. So, when did you start really like, all right, fashion? This is what I'm gonna do.
Probably in middle school.
Like, you knew from middle school that's what you wanted to do.
And in high school, I knew it for real. Like, I didn't know what it was I was going to do, but I knew it was going to be something because, you know, of course, I was in National Honor Society. Told y'all I was a geek, you know. So, so like, I knew back then, and people was laughing, like, "Oh, you're too small to be in fashion," but I didn't really tell y'all what I wanted to do. You know, I didn't tell you I wanted to build an empire in fashion. I didn't tell you I wanted to have a fashion week. I didn't tell you. I just said I wanted to do something. I didn't say I wanted to model. That is definitely not what I want to do. Yeah. But, you know, I knew back then, like, this is what it is. And then when I started researching, like, this was back in MySpace days. When I started researching, okay, what I like making people look good. And I didn't really know, because it was really no fashion stylists back then. I mean, you had a few. Back then, I would kind of mimic and look at Timberland and Missy Elliott videos because that's really all we had. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I like this futuristic type of thing. I like this style. So I've always tried to stay at least 10 years ahead of the game when it comes to things that we know we see things over and over again. Like the 90s is in right now. I hate it. Yeah. I know I'm not going to buy it because I know it's going to go out of trend in a couple of years. Yeah. I would say within the next 2 years. And then it's going to go through the 70s again. And then we got to go through, you know, the 2000s and all. I don't want to go through. We already went through the 80s. So I'm like, I'm glad that's gone. But it's going to, like, everything is just going to resurface. So it's like, I might as well keep my skinny jeans because those are definitely coming back. I might as well keep all of my tailored looks because those are coming back and keep my unique pieces because they're coming back. You know, so, yeah, I just back then just kind of knew, like I said, I was on MySpace and I was like, well, let me research what it is I'm trying to do. And I heard of an image consultant. And I was trying to word play with what I wanted to do. And I came up with, ended up with fashion stylist. And I was like, okay, do I want to be a wardrobe stylist? And I was like, no, I don't want to work for production companies because I like to have my own freedom. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I can be an image stylist. Didn't want to do that because I really don't like consultations. I can do a consultation, but I don't really feel like telling you, oh, you're built like a pear. I think that's rude. So, you know, I was just like, you know, I can come up with, you know, a fashion stylist, a celebrity stylist, something like that. And I ended up starting to work with celebrities. So
that's dope. And I like that you had the idea that you didn't want to, you looked ahead because, like you said, with fashion, like it comes back around. Yes. Or you have people that are stuck in certain eras, and I see it in you. And until you, like, if you're a fashion person, you don't understand why people dress the way they dress. So we're in 2024, and I know you done been to fashion weeks. You probably been all over the world. Is it different? Like over in different places, because certain stuff that people wear, people be like, oh, he this, he that. Like it's fashion. Is it like what makes it different? Like when dudes wear the crazy stuff. Like what is it about the fashion when you go to like Paris or over there to a fashion week? What makes that particular different, wild, crazy style so in?
The words you just said, it's stylish. It's not about people just putting colors and stuff like that together. It's really how you own that look, how you own the style. That's, you know, Macy's trademark, but how you own your style. But it's really like how you wear it, how you walk in it, like you command the room with your outfit. So, you know, here I made a post because I was like, listen, All-Star Weekend, I'm going to dress like I'll live in either Atlanta, LA, or New York. It's not going to be the same with what everybody would see me on a regular, even a regular event here. Yeah. It's going to be something completely different, and they're going to be like, oh. Yeah. I can go out of town and get booked easy. Yeah. Here, it's a little different because, we're not really into fashion here,
Like, people think they be into fashion. I ain't going to say that. It's some people.
It's a handful.
Yes, that can really dress. But then everybody the same. I think certain cities have a certain dress to them. Like here, it's Air Maxes. Everybody wear Air Maxes. Everybody wear them? Not gonna wear them. I'm gonna go over here and look at whatever else because I never like to be like, because I don't know, when I was thinking of the fashion, I'm thinking about, I seen somebody with a big like bubble coat and it went all the way down to over there, and I'm like, what the heck? Because I look at fashion, because I want to, like, when the money come in, I want to be one of the freshest, fashionable podcast hosts, because I got it in me. I don't really need a stylist. I just need the money to go get it. But I've always thought about, though, like being like, when people are like, oh, I need a stylist. What makes a person need a stylist? If they say they can dress, they put stuff together, but what does a stylist do to someone that already can kind of dress?
That's a real good question, because I get that all the time. As a stylist, we are to enhance, just like how makeup enhances people's, beauty for women. It's not, don't get me, it's not the full foundation face, okay? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's something that actually it just enhances you. So you might say, okay, this is fashion, but in my mind, okay, you have on the shirt and just jeans. Mm-hmm. I can add a whole bunch of other things to that and make it a whole stylish look, and you'll be like, I ain't think about that. So that's what a stylist is supposed to do, to make it more stylish, where you add in a couple of other pieces. You want to constantly think about accessories, a hat, a jacket, or a blazer or something, just different things that you can add to your wardrobe, the belts, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different things that you can add to your wardrobe.
Got you. Because I always felt I never needed a style. Like, I would never need one. But I do remember I went to Atlanta, and I don't think she was a stylist, but she was, I don't know she had her own clothing line. Uh-huh. And so I had a t-shirt, some jeans, the boots, but then I had like a button up, like wrapped around my waist. Because I always look for what's in, like, in actual fashion, not what's in, like, what's people wearing. So I seen that, and I was like, I had it, and she was like, come here. And she, like, the way she did the shirt and folded it, it made it look, just a little fold, and made it look a lot better. So I get what you're saying with the enhance of it. So when was your first show? Not like a first show that you were at, but your first show. And what was it like?
My first show was back in the day. Scott Evans, he's on Entertainment Weekly or Entertainment Live now out in Hollywood. He was my host for my first show, and it was at the Sheridan at Keystone at the Crossing. That was my first ever show, like, with my own money and everything.
How did it go?
And I mean, of course, your first show is gonna be like, but as far as me putting it on, a production, amazing. I always tell, like, what I've learned from over the past is that it takes a lot, and I don't think a lot of people understand that it takes a lot of money to put into a fashion show. So if we're not getting, as a production company or a production team, if we're not getting the participation from the talents that's in it that wants to get paid, because I just had this conversation on live the other day. So if we're not getting the same participation and we're not selling tickets, or how can you get paid if we ain't getting paid? You know what I'm saying? But we're investing $10,000+ into a production. So I think a lot of people now kind of understand that, but I fell off of that because I'm not about to invest no more in Indianapolis when it comes to stuff like that. I got a couple of little investments that I can do. Other than that, I'm working straight with corporate, because they have the larger shows, they have the larger audience, they can flip the bill. Yeah. I can feel the seats myself. Yeah. So, it's just really hard when you're trying to, as a podcast, this costs money. Yeah. So without proper sponsorship, or without people paying to come and doing interviews, which a lot of people don't understand, which is the business side. Yeah. This costs money for us to do.
Yeah,
you know, the lights don't stay on, and you can't buy equipment if people aren't advertising with you.
Yep. That man, I said that in the show before, because not all guests, but some guests is like I sometimes most of the time I ask people to get on because I'm interested in what they do, but it's like I'm gonna put clips out. If we got good content, people gonna see it because I love to. I hate editing, but I love making clips because I be like, "Ooh, that's fire. Let me put that out." Or when I'm doing the interview and somebody say something, I'm like, "Ooh, okay. Let me try to remember that in my brain. Oh, what minute was that on? So I can go back to it, so I can put it out." And then it's like, or people won't share, or they don't put it to their audience. It's like you said, it costs money. So if I ain't charge you, at least you can just share. That's easy. That's free. That's it. Click. That's it. That's all you got to do because you never know who's in my audience. You never know who to help me out or to help you. I'll be like, oh, did she do that? I need to do. You know, because people definitely ask, who was that one guest that you had on and what they were talking about? So yeah, people don't get the business side. They think it's just, oh, I'm just coming up. No, it ain't like that because, like you said, it costs money.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It's not just we coming on here, hey, this the Underdawg Talk, boom. No, after this, I gotta go edit. I gotta make sure this is right and all these different things. So it's like, yeah, that's why I can't wait to get to that point of getting the sponsors and those things, so I don't have to worry about spending my own money to do stuff because people don't. Yeah, they don't get it. I actually was in a fashion show, so I know like what it takes. And it was horrible for me because I ordered my stuff and it didn't come. So I think I was the only person. I was the only person that modeled, and I didn't have a haircut. I wasn't expecting to even do it. I didn't have a haircut, but I was fresh, and I had on my own shirt that I made. But everything that I ordered came like a few days later. So it was like, man, and I had some heat that I came up with. I had some stuff for girls, I had some stuff for dudes, and it just never showed up. And I wasn't heartbroken, but I was like a little like down, like, dang, I really wanted to be out there. But I know the background to it, and then when the day of the show, it's so much chaos and all this different stuff. So I salute you for doing those shows and doing shows because you're the head person. So you running around with like a chicken with his head cut off to make sure everything go off. So people probably be like, "Ooh, she mean? I don't know." No, it ain't that. It's like we gotta make sure that everything is in order. Because if I don't, my name on it ain't your name. It's my name.
Exactly.
Yeah. So people don't get that part of it. So. Yeah, like you said, the first show is probably hectic, but I can feel your confidence that you do your thing. So, what was your first event where somebody invited you? What was that like? To do a show, or they was like, "Hey, I want you to come and work with me." How was that?
You mean like a collaboration or like?
Yeah, somebody came. Yeah, like they was like, "Ooh," they found out who you were, word of mouth, and they hit you up or hit your people up and say, "Hey, I want to work with you," or "How can we do a show?"
Okay. Yeah. So when I started doing the Indiana Black Expo fashion show, a lot of my team back then was like, Nicole, you need to get out there. People need to know who you are. And I was like, I don't want to get out there. They know who does it. They were like, they don't know who does it because they think that other people do it because other people are claiming it. And I was like, really? You think so? So I went out on the stage, and my photographer, Lenny, he's always like, Nicole, come to the front. I'm like, waving from the back. He's like, get up in the front. But that particular time when I did that, it was called Classic Styles. They hit me up and was like, we want you to do our fashion show part for the show. And I said, okay. So I went ahead and did that. Of course, it was a longer show because it included hair, art, and all that kind of stuff. So I quickly learned, like, I love the fashion part, but I only want to do a fashion show. Yeah. Like, I don't mind events and going to them or something, but I'm just not the type of person to probably sit around for 3 hours or 4 hours, unless it's something going on. Like maybe the first hour I'm working with VIP, the next hour I'm eating, the next hour I'm, I don't know, doing something else, taking photos, and then I'm watching the show. I can do that, but I can't sit
Yeah.
So I quickly learned that, but it was fun. I met a lot of different people. It was the first time I worked with Nate Red, Nate Red Clothing. First time I worked with him, and I've been working with him ever since. So, and a lot of the models that I see now, back in the day. So that was probably my first experience doing a collaboration outside of, something corporate.
Yeah.
Or behind, by myself. And I mean, I thought it was fun.
That's dope that you realize that, like, from the front of your head, like, oh no, I don't want to do all that. And people, and sometimes it's like that. I did an event. I was a judge for an event, judged the event, and like the other judges that was with me, they left. I'm seeing other judges leave, and I'm like, do I really want to stay here this whole time? I was like, I'm just gonna get my hair cut and get done early. Yep, let me leave. And sometimes people don't realize when you have business or you're doing, you're busy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't come, you can support. Hey, make sure you see who you told was gonna be there. Hey, I showed up, but I gotta go because you could miss out on something unless you're sitting there and you, like you said, you networking, you doing something with the event. But if not, it's not meant for me to stay there. And it's kind of like being on the phone with people. They want to sit on the phone. It's some days you might catch me. I'll talk to you for an hour, 2 hours. Next day, I ain't about to talk to you. And it's because I'm busy.
It's because you're busy.
And
Yeah.
People
They don't
realize.
get it.
Yeah.
They think, oh, Miss Nicole doesn't like me anymore, or I don't know, I got an attitude. And I'm like, these past couple of weeks, I ain't talked to nobody.
Yeah, because it's like
I'm
you got stuff to do. This is like the All-Star, what they say, it ain't been here since
85 or something
85?
like
Yeah.
Somewhere around
No, I think it was 85. So it hasn't been here in almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time being here, and you got the opportunity to have a fashion week. Oh, yeah, I ain't talking to nobody. I got to get this done. Because if one little missed detail or one little thing, it messes me up because you wanted to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
People, they don't get it. Like, it's not even being rude because I know for me, I miss stuff just on not putting it down in the calendar or something. And I'm like, if I sit and talk on this phone, I want to talk to you, but I really don't because I could miss. I might stop doing something. I get distracted, or what I said I was gonna do. Now it's 12 o'clock at night, and it's like, do I want to go to sleep or do I want to finish this? If I don't go to sleep, I'm gonna have an attitude in the morning. So it's like you got to pick and choose what's important to you, and if you don't feel like that person is doing something important, then that's your fault. Then you don't really know who that person is because you would know. Like my friend, when I started doing this, at first it was like, oh, that's cute. You got your little podcast as a hobby. Then
don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Your little podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was like, oh, you really do this. Mm-hmm. Oh, every week you record. What you doing at the studio? What you doing at the studio? I'm editing. Yeah, this is who I am. I'm a podcast production now because I do all this by myself. And people don't realize how much work it takes behind the scenes.
Yes.
Everybody think because it look good on the internet, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to do it. It takes like a lot to get guests. It takes a lot to set it up, make sure everything's right. Like you said, cameras, make sure everything's working. And people don't realize. I'm sure it takes more for a fashion show than it does for a podcast show. So do you have a team or do you do mostly by yourself?
I have a team. I do a lot of the kind of business stuff. I don't want to say on my own because I work with a lot of different like reps, liquor reps and different people that give me advice through different companies. But on the business side, I work a little bit more alone. I have a whole full talent side that actually helps me with the fashion week, with the backstage for fashion shows, with the models. So I have all that covered. Going into 2024 is more about finding more people that can work with me on this particular thing. Like I would love to have an operations manager. I would love to have a creative director assistant, stuff like that. So I kind of got those in the works, but I'm just more focused on the business side.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times in our community, people just want to have stuff and they don't have the business side.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the business side, it's the IRS. It's people that could, you didn't trademark you so they can sue you. All these different things if you don't actually put the business side. That's kind of like what I'm learning like the last few years, like the actual business, how to run a business and be a business instead of just, oh, I got a business. That's cute, but am I making money? Is it Is it building revenue? Is it actually becoming a business to where it can be an empire, like you said earlier? Because that's the goal, is to have your own. Because if you don't got your own, somebody can take it away or they could deny you. Like watching all these interviews with Shannon Sharp and all the people saying, oh, this person did me dirty, this person did me dirty. That's life. People gonna do that. But if you have your own, guess what? And the people they talk about, Oprah, Tyler Perry, guess what? They got their own.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't perfect, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody firing them. Ain't nobody shorting their check. Ain't none of that, because they got their own. When you have your own, like you have your own, can't nobody take that away from you. And it's crazy how people want to point fingers and all that. It's like, at some point in your life, you probably did somebody dirty, and that karma came back on you, and it just came back on you when you wasn't thinking about it. It could have been karma from when you was 10 years old and you did your friend dirty at the playground, and it came back when you was 40 and it came to $1 million deal. That's just karma.
It is what it is.
It is, and we as people got to just create our own. Because when you have your own, can't nobody tell me how to do this show. I wish somebody would come in. This one thing I do hate. When people ask to be a guest, I have no problem with putting people on, but if you don't have shit to talk about, you're not coming on here.
Well, no, it's nothing to say.
It's nothing. Like, if you're, like, I don't even think people really even watch the show to know what kind of people come on here. Mm-hmm. Like, I be like, I have to be nice, but I'd really be like, hey, you really just asked me if you don't get out of my face. Like, come on, man, you ain't talk, like, I don't get people just to say we had a cool conversation.
Right.
You actually doing stuff. You actually are like doing big stuff. The most people that come on here are doing stuff. Not saying that what somebody's doing is not a big thing, but it's like it's levels. Mm-hmm. It's levels.
And a lot of people get mad when you say that, but it is levels to everything. Like I don't care if you open the door and you got to walk through it. Mm-hmm. That's a level. Yeah. Because some people get nervous of coming through new doors. Yeah. You know, so you have to be comfortable with going through new doors and being able to talk to people and stuff. I love networking. Mm-hmm. So that's like one of my things. Again, okay, I told you I was a geek. So yeah. I love networking. I love, like, I tell everybody I'm not the type of friend that'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm the Olivia Pope friend. So I'm going to figure it out. Let's work it through. I'm a problem solver. I'm not like, I like talking about building. I like talking about making money. I like talking about traveling, shopping, eating. Like, I want to talk about the fun things. I don't want to talk about anything that, you know, if you lost your job, well, what can I do to help you make some money while you don't have a job? You know, that's really what I think about. I'm a Taurus. Me too. Okay, when's your birthday?
May 7th.
Oh, mine's May 3rd. My boyfriend's is May 8th. Okay. So, we get it. Yeah. We get it. Yeah. But it is really hard for people to understand Taurus. They take us the wrong way. Yes. They read into everything we talking about. We could be talking about something from 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I just told somebody because I had a little issue with a coworker, and I know me because they disrespect me. I ain't gonna say it yet because I haven't had a meeting to deal with it. But they're an emotional person, and they're not the same color as me. So I know me being a black man going in there and being a Taurus, like, I really don't care what you talk about.
You going in here first.
Yeah, you disrespected me, and that's one of my core values. So you lucky I ain't snap off when it happened, because I'm mature now, and I understood this could cost me my job because you're going to take it the wrong way. But I was supposed to be cool with you disrespecting me, and I was supposed to, okay, all right. And I walked away from the situation, but I'm like, I got to have a meeting, because if I don't, I will never work with her again. And she'll be wondering why, and I won't care to tell you why. Yeah. Because you're not signing my check, so I wouldn't care if you like me or not. I think a lot of times people think as Taurus we care if you like us or not. We really don't. I don't care.
We don't, and it doesn't we don't lose sleep over it. We don't care if we see you. Like, honest to God, y'all, listen, we really don't mean no harm, because if we don't deal with you, we don't. That is just it. I can see you. If I don't deal with you no more, I will act like and it's no acting. I really just be like, I don't know you. Listen. And I will walk right past you like you Casper the Ghost. And then you're like, Nicole's being funny. No, we don't deal with each other, right?
You know what it is? Because they expect us to speak, because we always that kind of person. Yes. And then when we stop talking, that means we don't fuck with you. Yeah. That's as simple as simple as
I didn't know you could cuss, so
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I work at a school. I have to I have to keep them 4-letter words in all the time. I was reading a text message and I said it, but I stopped. But the kid read my mouth and he was like, ooh. And I looked at him, I said, I didn't even say it to nobody. I was reading my phone and I was like, your mama cuss, don't she? Yeah, okay then. Find you something else to do. I wasn't talking to nobody. I was reading the text. Word came out my mouth. I forgot that y'all was that close to me. So yeah, but yeah, like I tell people that, like, if you should know, if Eric stopped talking to you, he don't mess with you.
And they don't like it when we play that game. Listen, if you stop talking to me first, I'm great at this game.
Listen,
I don't care if you don't like me. If you stop talking to me, guess what? I'm gonna go right along with it. Except for I'm gonna do it worse.
Yes.
And then when you feel it, you're gonna say, okay, let me stop playing.
Yes.
And I don't mind going back talking. Like ain't nothing happened.
Yeah. That and
sometimes if you disrespectful, we just done.
Because I've had friendship that lasted some years, and the friend reached out and they was like, and it was nothing against them, but it's like, it's been years. What we about to talk about? We about to rekindle something that happened years ago. I'm a whole different person from that. I'm like, we could just keep it at, hey, I still pray for some of the friends that ain't my friends.
Right.
But I ain't about to sit here and, hey, all right, let's keep it on. I'm good.
Yeah.
And and you don't want to piss us off.
No.
That's the worst. And that's why I had to walk away when this lady, like, oh my goodness, I wanted to talk about it, but I don't know if they listen, and I want to make sure I had this meeting because I want to keep my job. But I was sitting there and I was like, is she? Oh, she is. And I was like, nope, don't even. I set my little marker down, went in my office, grabbed something, and went away. And I was like, and I thought about it, and I sat on it, and I talked to some people, and I was like, hey, we need to have a meeting because I am never gonna help her again. Mm-hmm. Because that's just how we are. But we're loving people.
Yeah.
We're very loving.
And we're loyal.
Yeah, until you cross that line, but we loyal. Yeah. So I got a question. Mm-hmm. Do you like with loyalty? Can loyalty be a bad thing?
Yes, it can. Because I'm loyal to the core, especially in this fashion industry, and I'm gonna just use this as an example because that's where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm. Saying about Indianapolis and the different things is all so true. But what you just said, like when I think of fashion, like who I know, I don't know, I can't think of, I think it's Runway Boutique, the lady Ebony, I don't know her sister name, but she be dressing. Like that's fashion. That's something that you could go, what she wear on a daily is something you could go and be at a fashion show with.
Yes.
It's a difference between just having a regular outfit and being fresh, and then actually be able to go on a runway where people, and then this just makes me think, if you think of the NBA, what do all the NBA players do? They fashion. They go to fashion shows. That's what they do. So that was smart of you to do that because nobody else was thinking outside the box. Because you're going to get people, oh, why are you wearing that? It's called fashion.
Yes.
Like, I hate when people come at Russell Westbrook. Bro be fresh.
Yeah.
Bro be on it because he's from LA. LA's style of fashion is totally different.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Like, when I haven't been into clothes since, like, maybe he was born. But when I would put on clothes, I would look like I'm from the West Coast. I've always had that kind of feel. And then I used to hate high top socks, but I seen Nipsey wear it, and I was like, ooh, especially white high top socks. I'm like, I'm gonna start doing that. So you gonna catch me with, if I got on some shorts, I got some high top socks because I'm stepping outside of the Indiana. Because Indiana, we not known for fashion. No nobody here. People be thinking they know how to dress. I'm like, y'all really don't know how to dress. Like. So I'm from India. I'm from Michigan City, right? So when I started going back home, and I was here and just going, they like, oh, you dress like a nap nigga. No, I don't. I dress like me. Like it's like being in Indianapolis and going to Atlanta. You be like, oh, it's different here. It's they wearing that. Or I remember when I was younger, my bro would come. He had Saucony's. We like, what's that? That's what they wear in Atlanta. So now it's like, ooh, I might get that because Atlanta is known for fashion. So let me put that on. And people don't step outside the box to think of those different things. Or, like you said, it's not a big, certain industries aren't that big. And sometimes people take people out or try to take them out so they can't make it to the top. It's like we all can eat.
Yeah.
Everybody can eat, but everybody ain't Ace. A lot of people act like Rico. That went over a lot of y'all heads. You gotta watch Paid in Full. I made a post about that because everybody can like it. Don't even in this small city. Everybody can eat, but everybody want to be Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guess who is the dopest people that do podcasts? It ain't the host. It's the people that edit and do the production. Because without that, it would look sloppy.
Listen, I try to tell people this all the time, and that I get this all the time. I just had this conversation today, and when I think of Passion for Fashion Week, I think of it like Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are thinking that if they work with me, they're working underneath me. Well, if I go to Amazon, if Amazon's having a Fashion Week, trust and understand, I'm gonna ask, how can I incorporate Passion for Fashion Week
Mm-hmm.
and do a fashion show during that?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I'm working under. I don't even know what that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
you know. So like I think that when people think about Passion for Fashion Week, they're like, oh, I don't want to do that because I'll be working under her. You would want to do that because I have all the connections, and it's not working under me. It's you being an affiliate. So that means you are like almost like a partner. You know, with Passion for Fashion Week, we're promoting your event. I don't think that people have the mindset to even think that that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to outdo not a nothing in Indianapolis. Okay, you hear me? I'm gonna do this in a different city.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm called Passion for Fashion Week. I don't want to be labeled something where I can only stay here.
Yeah.
I want to do Passion for Fashion Week like we're doing Muncie, Anderson, Baltimore, Cleveland. I want to be able to move around.
Yeah.
And then still come back and do something for Indianapolis. I don't want to be in one location. Y'all fight each other over Indianapolis streets. Y'all can have it.
People just miss that. If they work with you this week, you never know who's in the room. And then you just said 4 or 5 different cities in Indiana, and then you said a couple outside. It's about collabing with people. And like, hey, if you was a designer or whatever and you did great, guess what? You might be like, hey, I'm going to these couple cities. You want to be a part? Now, guess what? Now people know you outside of Indianapolis. People don't get that. Like, you don't have to. That's why you can't work with your friends, because your friends will look at it like, oh, you trying to be. No, that's what you good at. Yeah. I'm not good at the camera. Why do I want to do the camera? I'm good at sitting here talking to people. Guess what I want to do when I'm getting done? Go home and hang out with my son and do that. I'm going to do that. But at some point this weekend, I have to edit. Yeah. I have to sit down, take a couple hours, edit, make clips, make sure this right, make sure that right, and make sure everything is good. But I wish I had somebody that would do it. Or it's people don't want to learn the little stuff that could really, because people don't even realize how much a videographer makes, like, yes, or an editor makes. Like, you don't have to be in front of the camera or in front of the scenes to be the person that's making the money. No. You can be successful behind the scenes. Like, people don't get that. You don't. Be good at what you do and do it. Stop trying to do what your friends trying to do. Stop trying to do what your mama told you you're supposed to do or your family. Do what you love to do and be good at it and go do it. Because you never know what opportunity you might get by just being you. Yeah.
And you always got to like stay positive.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if you have negative people around you, you got to get rid of that. Mm-hmm. You got to do some sort of, what's the thing called when they get the priest? Exorcist. Oh. Get all that out of you, you know, because like it drains you. Mm-hmm. It, like I said the other day, I just made a post. Listen, it will give you bad skin, bad breath, and you need to get that negativity out of you. Like, you know, it will give you all of that. Just get it out of you and quit hanging around people like that, because you're not getting anywhere with it. You're getting exactly where you want to be. Nowhere.
I'm that way, because like when you transitioning from working and you want to be a full-time entrepreneur, it's hard as hell. Yeah. And like you go through stuff, your money ain't there, you only got enough money for your bills and whatever you need to invest, and then you look in the fit, what can I put together? So you already got your own problems, and then people texting you about, I really be like, I don't give 2 damns about your problems, because I'm going through hell right now that I'm trying to get out of. So you're perfectly right. you don't want somebody you call and both of y'all only talking about y'all problems. But what you said earlier, you got to be a problem solver. Like if y'all on the phone, okay, let me help you solve your problem, and I help you solve yours. If y'all just talk about it and be like, okay, all right, break. Guess what? Them same problems gonna still be there, and then you gonna keep talking about it. Like you gotta get negative people away from. You gotta get around winners if you want to win. I always give this analogy, like Kevin Durant. He was on the Thunder. They was winning. They was doing decent. They wasn't bad. They was, but he was like, we ain't made it. When we made it to the finals, we got whooped. Golden State over there, they winning. They want me. Oh yeah, I'm about to go over here. And he went to winners, and he learned how to become a winner. He learned how to be the Finals MVP 2 years in a row, and then without injuries.
But also with that team too, he was with Russell.
Yeah,
and
his homies.
But Russell wanted to be the star.
Yeah.
And I felt like when you have two people on one team and one of them can't leave because the other person is trying to do the same thing, really not trying to be the leader, but really trying to be the star. That's when it becomes a problem.
Yep. But he came in with him, Harding, a couple other people. They was all young. They was, the little young Thundercat. They was his homies. Sometimes you gotta leave your homies. Yep. You only can win so much with your homies because they just your homies. But you go across the street to your neighbors and they've been winning and they show you a system and they show you how to be unselfish and they show you how to, in the fourth quarter when we need a bucket, here you go. Now you understand how to be on a team that's winning where everybody's selfless, not selfish. And you can look at KD and say this, that, and the third, but he went to winners and he learned how to be a winner. Because guess what? None of those other people won a title yet except for Serge Ibaka. So if he stayed on the Thunder, would they still have won? Right. Because look at who he was playing with: Russell Westbrook and James Harden. They wanted the max contract. They wanted this. And like you said, hey, y'all want to be the star. That's why when you do stuff with your friends, it don't work out. Because ego and pride, like, we homies. Everybody know me for being that dude in the crew. Okay, but you don't know how to do this. Sit back. Let me do this. Let me be the driver. And you see how everything works, but nope, it don't work like that. This is a good conversation.
Yeah, sometimes some people need to hear this.
Yeah,
like it's not bad or anything like that. It's just people need to talk about it, and people they don't talk about it because they uncomfortable talking about it.
One thing about me, I ain't really too uncomfortable with talking about stuff because a lot of stuff I be talking to myself because it's like you can do stuff where you know what to do, but life be lifing and you don't do what you do, but then you have conversations or you get out what maybe you talking to yourself about. Now you're like, okay, now I know what to do. That's like people be like, go to therapy. My therapy be the podcast or when I talk to people because a lot of times when I talk, ideas come in my brain or aha moment. So these conversations are needed because in business, you got to know the ins and outs. It ain't just wake up and I'm rich because a lot of people that we think that are successful just happen overnight. Nope. Even the people that are on social media, they didn't become a celebrity. DC Young Fly, he didn't just become funny overnight. He did all these different things, and then we figured out, he's super funny. Let's put him on. Now he's showing I'm more than funny. Yeah, I can do all these different things. Yeah, that boy is talented. He can sing, rap, act, all these different things, but he utilized his one vehicle to get him in the room. Yes. People don't use their vehicle. They want to drive the Tesla, the truck, the motorcycle, all this different stuff. Drive one car. That one car gonna get you.
Stay in that one lane.
Yes.
Stay in the lane. Master. My boyfriend always told me, master what you trying to do, and then go to the next lane, and then master that, and then go to something else, and then master that. But one thing that I've learned just over the years is that I do like learning stuff. So I have to learn everything that I want somebody else to do because people don't show up. I mean, I've been a makeup artist before. Now I'm not about to sit there and do your hair and nothing like that, but I can tell you what it's supposed to look like. But I've had people not show up. I've had when I wanted to do not focus really on the stylist part, stylists weren't showing up. Sometimes models didn't show up. So guess who had to do it? I had to do everything. So there's times where, I have to learn how to do things so I know if somebody doesn't show up, which I don't deal with that much now of it. But when they don't show up, I can do it myself. And and then plus when people see you doing stuff that you want them to do, they actually help you out a lot more. So I've always led that way. Like models and everybody backstage will see me breaking down tables, moving tables, and they will say, "Hey, Miss Nicole, you need help." And sometimes I really don't know what I'm doing at that time. So I'm like, "Give me 1 second," because I really don't know what I'm doing. And then they'll come over and just be like, "Here." So they know to come in and just jump in and start helping me. And other than that, I mean, it'll all work itself out if you know what I'm saying. If you feel like, I feel like you need to learn the process before trying to tell somebody what to do. I feel like a lot of people will respect you more if you aren't just saying, "You go over here and you run my camera and you do this, and why is my camera, why is it looking like this?" And they're like, "Have you ever ran a camera?" So in a corporate world, like, people get that. Like, the manager may say, "You need to do this." Why? You don't even do this. Like, I feel like a lot of people, especially being an entrepreneur, you have to know how to do things on your own.
Yeah. Oh, as we said here, when my son said, boom, who got up, changed the battery, changed the thing? Me. Because, like you said, you got to learn that, because there's going to be somebody that's going to come in, know how to use that camera way better than me, but I know how to use it enough to how I want a camera here, I want to see. I know certain stuff because I've been doing it. And it's not fun, but it's fun.
Right.
Learning those things so that, like you said, when somebody comes in, you can, like, hey, this is what I want to do, and you can tell, okay, if they doing it right or not.
Yeah.
But somebody might not show up. Somebody might be sick or whatever. You got to know what to do, because if you don't, then who gonna do it?
Yeah.
And that makes me think of people that have a title, and they think they have some power because they have this title, but they forget they used to be in the trenches like everybody else. And when the trenches need help, they don't come to the trenches. Well, you guys should do this or you should do that. Things is different. Times is different. It's like, I work in schools, and I hate when people at the upper give ideas on stuff that happens in the school and they ain't been in the classroom.
Yeah.
To see that times is different. These little, I did research. Well, your research is wrong. You ain't in the class. These kids is different. You need to come in and see what the heck is going on. Then go back and be like, "Oh, okay." That's like, we had a meeting. I do bus duty. And they were like, "Oh, well, the upper people were like, we should do this." And he was like, they're like, "No, let's talk to the people that actually do it and get their opinion, because they're the ones that are actually doing it." I love that. That was like, okay, y'all actually listening to us, rather than, "Oh, well, the upper said you need to do this, this, and that." That don't work. That sounds stupid. Why would we do that? And people get in power, they get a title, and they think they better than people. You know better than nobody else, because guess what? At the end of the day, we all believe the same, and God can take your life like he can take my life. All the money you got in your bank account could go away just like as fast as it went in. People got to stop looking at being on power trips. Or, "Oh, well, I've been at this school for so long." Okay, you got experience at this school. But that don't mean you got experience all around.
Right.
Or people don't even, because somebody got a title, don't know somebody's value.
Right.
You think because they the janitor, they don't got nothing. Do you watch Abbott Elementary? So it's basically, it's like, it's about school, but it's dry humor.
Okay.
But it's a janitor on there, and he did career day. He's like an older dude, and he was like, "I did this, and that," but nobody would ever know if they just thought he was a janitor. You can't treat nobody different from the bottom to the top. It's just like a basketball team. If the star player get hurt, it might be player 12. They gotta come in, and we expecting you to do your thing, player 12, because we believe in you. We're not gonna look at you like, "Oh Lord, here he go. No, we expect you to do the same job, or it might not be as the player, but you gotta give everybody the opportunity. I hate when people get power and they act different.
That reminds me of, I used to work at BB back in the day.
I don't know it.
And BB is like, I think it might be only online now, but BB was the store where all the girls they all went there and shopped. It was at Keystone at the Crossing. And so I was just a sales associate? Yeah, because I was making it. Woo! Because all my clients, I can get them to spend like that. Yeah. So I was there, and I was helping these two teenagers, or maybe right before preteens or whatever. And nobody was helping him. Nobody was worried about him or anything like that. And like what you said earlier, you can't judge a book by its cover, you know. So nobody's helping these little girls. I was like, "Well, girl, come on." And she was like, "Well, my dad's, you know, around the corner." I said, "Okay, that's cool. We can get started. What are you looking for?" And she said, "Well, we're looking for X, Y, Z, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "All right." So I'm starting to get their dressing rooms and stuff together. So the dad comes in. Everybody else must have knew who the dad was because the manager all of a sudden started getting involved. Everybody in every sales associate started getting involved with trying to help him. And so I'm still talking to the daughters. The daughters are telling him, "Hey, this is who's helping us." Mm-hmm. So he's now working with me. So the manager comes over and says, "Who is helping him?" And I was like, "It's been me, but now everybody is trying to help them, and I don't understand why." And she was like, "Do you know who you're helping?" I said, "No, the little girls." Yeah. And she was like, "No, this is the owner of Reese Nichols." Mm. Okay. She said, "I'm going to help you, and I'm going to tell everybody to back up." And of course, it was a nice sale. Yeah. And I ended up shopping for his wife, the kids, you know, and it was just a nice thing. Yeah. So like the manager was like, you know, make sure you give him your card, make sure you do this. So it was just like just building that connection, but also at the same time, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You can't. Yeah. Because you don't ever know who you're
all those people, y'all missed out on the sale because y'all don't want to help the little kids. Yep. It's the same way with me in basketball. People be like, "Oh, he can't hoop." Okay. Let's get on this basketball court and see how it go for you. And I coach basketball kids always, "Oh, let's play, coach." Okay. Whatever you want to do. If that's up to you if you want to lose. And people be like, "You ain't even that good." Why would I tell myself I'm anything not? Why wouldn't I, when I do something, why wouldn't I say I'm the best? I might not be the best at that moment, but I'm working to be the best. So when I get on the court, I'm confident in my game. So I'm going to talk trash all day long because my game going to back it up. And then it's like, dang, I shouldn't have judged him because he actually can hoop. Oh, I let him shoot 3-4 times open. Now he done made 3 or 4. Now he hot. Now what am I supposed to do? You never judge a book by its cover. And people got to understand if people do look at you that way, be like, that's your fault. Yeah. It ain't my fault that you looked at me or you second guessed me because I go speak and kids, you know, they kind of look at me a little bit. Then I come in and I command the room and I got everybody attention. They like, oh, okay, we get why y'all brought him in. Because they look, what you about to talk about? Oh, I got you. Don't look at me like I'm no different because I grew up where you grew up. I didn't have a harder life than you because I'm a black man, but I have a disability, so I got to deal with two different things. And it's like, don't judge a book. And I be wondering throughout my whole life, if people actually been around me, pay attention to the adversity and the perseverance that I've overcome, if it ever encouraged them. Because it ain't easy being me, but it's like I make it look easy just because God and my mom always told me, I ain't always going to be here, so you're going to have to figure it out. But I always wonder that people look at me and am I inspiration to those that are close to me? They never say nothing, but I just be wondering because life for me look different than it looks for somebody else, but it don't look different when people know me. Right. Yeah. So, let's talk about passion. How you say it? Passion. The number 4 Fashion Week. Passion for Fashion Week. Tell us about it. Tell us the events that's going on because I'm going to clip it up. I'm going to make sure I put, those things because I know the episode will be out Wednesday, but you're going to be rolling Sunday or Monday? Sunday. So, you got one more day to chill and then you ain't get no sleep until, then you ain't going to get no sleep probably till next Monday. So, and then that weekend after, I go to Chicago for Macy's. Oh, well, you get your sleep somewhere. Right. I don't know what to tell you, but somewhere. On the way to Chicago. Yeah, well, that's only a little nap. Right. It depends on who driving. It might be, dang, we here already? Yes. Yeah. So Passion for Fashion Week is, again, we are 8 years old, going into 8 years old this year. We started in 2017. It was just something at first I wanted to be called Celebrity Fashion Week because I wanted to have just a random celebrity pop up. Mm-hmm. Not even say who was coming, but just pop up. Mm-hmm. And somebody took that name because do not put y'all stuff out there because people will steal it. I'm telling y'all. They took the name and it's not a fashion week or anything. They just made it into like a little blog.
And I keep checking to see if it's still. They just made this little website. And I'm like, that was dumb. Like, why would you do something like that? But, you know, it is what it is. Hey, so now I don't release anything until I'm ready to get it done. So Passion for Fashion Week, and I was like, I do have a passion for fashion. I used to work with, I think it was Brava, and they always had a passion for fashion, like fashion show, and they would do canned goods and stuff as entry versus taking money, or you could do donations. And I was like, this is nice. I'm like, passion for fashion. I was like, let me start trademarking and seeing. I was like, nobody has Passion for Fashion Week. What? And then I used the number 4 to make it different, because if you use Passion for Fashion, that costs like $60-something thousand, something like that, just to use the name. So I was like, okay, let me think of something because I like it. And so everybody has a passion for something. So, you know, with the Passion for Fashion, I wanted it to help like build character, build confidence in people. We accept everybody that comes out to the model call during Passion for Fashion Week. Now, the All-Star Weekend was different because we had the designers there. They have to select you for me to put you in the Fashion Week. So, because then I don't have anywhere for you to go. So we have over 50 models this week, upcoming week. And then we have over 100 people working with us in the Fashion Week. And so it is to help with domestic violence victims, to help stop bullying. We have a lot of youth models. We start at age 4, and it goes up. So we have a lot of youth models that will come to us. So we had to bring in life coaches and therapists and stuff like that, because I'm not, that ain't my thing, you know, and it's just like, okay, you told me this, now I gotta tell your parents. And I know that sometimes they don't want to, you know, share that information. So I'm like, let me bring in somebody that you can talk to, because I can talk to you, but now I feel like I got to share this because I can't do this. So I would bring in people for people to talk to. I have a right hand and left hand, which is Joy Dixon and Sarah Wilburn. Well, sorry, Sarah Jo. Call her Sarah Jo. Those are my right and my left hands. And I got a full team. They got my back, you know. So when it comes down to it, like, we definitely push a passion for something. So one of our models, Diva, actually has a catering service, and she has Diva's Kitchen downtown. So so she's one of our signature models. So she actually is over our catering. She helps with the designers and, you know, helps get them together. Jasmine Howard helps with the hair and makeup and the fashion stylist team, and helps me with designers too. We have over 20 people. I have over 10 model coaches that actually help out. I have people that like will come and volunteer the days of the shows. I have OGs that originally started with me that will be like, hey, I can't do nothing right now because life is life, but I'm gonna be there the day of the show to come support you. And that's really all, you know, all that is. But we are definitely advocates for making sure that people, by the time they leave us, they know what you need to do in the industry. So we teach industry standard knowledge. We don't teach, like, we're not teaching you twirling around and all that kind of stuff. We're teaching you what can get you into New York and Paris Fashion Week. We're not going to teach you anything that can get you around here. So, you know, that is one thing that we just pride ourselves on. And plus I do, you know, PR and stuff like that. So it's really easy for me to get with the media piece and like just talk and get them in front of places. Because back in the day, I was like, okay, models, what do y'all want? And they were like, we want exposure. We want to get signed to agencies. We want to be in magazines. We want to be on TV. And I said, okay, challenge accepted. So now that's what we do. And now I'm like, okay, what else y'all want? And they're like, I mean, oh, what else can you do for us? You know, and I started Fashion Week. So now it's like, now what else y'all want? Y'all want to go out of town? Okay, let's take this Fashion Week out of town. And that's why I came up with Passion for Fashion Week, because I didn't want to be staple just here. I want to be based here, but I want to be able to move, because now I'm giving opportunities for models, especially freelance models, because no one was giving them the opportunities back in the day. Giving them opportunities to be seen in other regions and being able to connect with different designers, whether they're celebrity designers or just designers that are up and coming. So that's my big push. My big focus is focusing on the models first. And then I also work with the designers, helping build their business and stuff like that. So this upcoming event that we have coming up for the NBA All-Star Week is super exciting, because we are doing that. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So when we start off, we kick it off with Jovito Ultra Lounge downtown, and that is going to be from 12 to 4 this upcoming Sunday. We are doing a fashion show, a mini fashion show. We'll have, we actually have online at Eventbrite some $5 donation tickets. If you do that $5 donation ticket, you actually get to get a wristband and get some of the appetizers that we will have there. We will actually have a liquor sponsor that will, have some fashionable drinks for us. We have Fashionista, um, was it Fashionably Late and Fashion on the Rocks. So we'll have that. We have Monday Night Fashion, where Monday Night Fashion will consist of another day of what I did learn is people like to eat and drink here. So why not to go to where they like to eat and drink? And they like to, dress nice and just go to different places. So that's how we came up with the Monday Night Fashion, Monday Night Football, something like that. And make it just different. We do a fashion show, same concept as the at Jovito, 6 to 8 around that time. And Salt on Mass Ave just actually picked us up on that. And then Tuesday, I do Fox 59 in the morning. I'm actually going to be with one of the Colts players and the WNBA player and then one of our model coaches. And then Tuesday evening, we're going to be at Skyline Club. And they're actually having a masquerade ball, and I'm a member there, so they allow for me to do a fashion show there, and I'll be showcasing Macy's and Elon furs. Wednesday's Valentine's Day, so I'm going to keep it light, Wednesday, we're doing myself, Koyan, and Blair Louise. We're going to do a stylist. So it's the style list. And we're going to talk about, kind of like all-star fashion, kind of have models walking through the tunnels, like, how the basketball players walk through the tunnels. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And we're going to be doing that at Macy's. And it'll be on Facebook Live at 1 o'clock. And then later on that evening, the people that I'm working with, they actually have that basketball icon hoops game at Butler University. So they have that going on from 6 to 9. Thursday, we have, so Macy's, I'm doing a big event from 12 to 5 throughout the entire store. We will have a workshop that has influencers there. Diva from Diva's Kitchen is going to be there. I'm going to kind of moderate it. We have Faith Blackwell. She's going to be there. We're going to have Starla Mathis from Create Collab Connect is going to be there, and also the Polish Lady. She'll be there. So it'll be a nice little combo, and then we'll do that for about an hour, and then everybody can kind of network with them. Then we'll do a fashion show, and then right after the fashion show, all of the brands like Clinique, Lancome, Estee Lauder, Impulse Beauty, cosmetics and fragrances, men and women's fragrances have free gifts with purchase. So like the entire store is like what are we doing? Yeah. So that's on Thursday. Friday, we have a fashion show at 3 o'clock, but it's still another in-store event where the cosmetics and fragrances are going to be doing something. But at 3 o'clock is that particular fashion show. Friday night, we just got picked up for the it just happened, so I don't want to say the wrong name or anything like that, but it is the comedy show that he's going to be doing, and it is called the AI Artificial Ignorance All-Star Comedy Show. Oh yeah, I just seen that. Yes. So Clayton English, he's gonna be there. We're gonna do like an impromptu type pop-up fashion show there. Mm-hmm. So and it's at the War Memorial Museum downtown. Mm-hmm. So that'll be from on there, and he just put the Eventbrite tickets up. So get your tickets. And then Saturday is the big Meet the Artist show. So we're going to be doing that at the library downtown. Mm-hmm. That is what I've been working with the NBA. Like, please, I need this venue. Mm-hmm. So I've been working with them since 2020 on this, since we were supposed to have it the first time. Yeah. So we have a ton of stuff going on. Patrick, the fabulous Mr. Patrick's going to be hosting our red carpet. Elon Furs has sponsored the red carpet. B Gals Couture, Miss B, the late Miss B, we're actually going to pay a tribute to her, and models are going to be walking during the VIP area around up the stairs and everything. And then they have poetry. Just Will is going to be talking up there, and he's going to do poetry. We're going to have live performances, everything like that. The fashion show actually starts at 9 p.m. And then we have celebrities designer Rico Chappelle coming, Persevere from LA. Originally, the wife's from here, Margaret's from here, and they moved to Chicago and then they moved to LA. So they have their celebrity designer line. And we have Tayon, which is sold inside Macy's. So it's another celebrity designer. He's actually sending one of the NBA legends to walk for his line. Okay. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we have 15 total designers. I mean, it's going to be an amazing show. And then that Sunday to end it, DJ Gino, DJ Gino, he's actually doing something at Slippery Noodle. So we're going to do a pop-up daytime fashion show for him there. And then he's also having NBA Legends. That's from it's something to 8 o'clock. And then he has another one from I think that one's from 3 to 8. And then the other one's from 8 until. And he is actually going to have the NBA Legends come to that one later on. And that one does have a price tag, but the one before doesn't. So the Macy's, the only thing that we asked for Jovito was a $5 love donation. But everything is pretty much free, except for the stuff that you have to go to Eventbrite for. But everything is pretty much free.
Might have to. I got a lot of stuff because we're in the NBA youth tournament for the All-Star weekend. Then I got something Wednesday, Thursday that I'm going to be on the panel for part of the All-Star weekend. And then I'm trying to do as much stuff as I can with him. But I do want to see the models and all that because I know it's going to be some aunties there.
Now I don't know about no aunties, but...
No, the aunties are seasoned women. I ain't going to say older. They're seasoned, and I like seasoned women. So I'll be telling my guests because I don't know. I have more women than I do men, but I be seeing if they got auntie friends that's single because I'm single too. So you gonna have a lot of because I seen some of your models and I was like, which one she gonna bring? I was telling my friend that I seen her out there. I was like, yeah. She said she was gonna bring. I was like, I was wondering who she's gonna bring. I definitely had a couple.
Thought about it. And I was like, I think I can do this.
Yeah, I had a couple. My eyes on a couple, but I don't say who. But yeah, if I can.
If you come out on Saturday, you can see them.
Yeah, okay, Saturday, and it's gonna be because it's at the convention center, our tournament, and then I don't know where the NBA, what's it called, crossover experience. I don't know where. But we'll be out Saturday. Yes. I told we out Saturday, and then we out a little bit Sunday. But coming to game time, he going back home because Dad about to have some fun, and I don't work on Monday.
Oh, see, yeah.
Hopefully, I'm praying that some way, somehow, there is some tickets that can be delivered to me to get in the game. I would hope so. If that's the case, he would come because I don't feel like having to choose who I would pick. Because people would be like, oh, I want to go. My mom was even like, what about Granny? Mom, no.
I'm trying to see some aunties.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. No, I know it's going to be there's going to be a lot of beautiful women. Ooh, Lord. I'm in control. And I'm going to make sure we look good. Like, yep, you see who I created, right? Mm-hmm. But anywho, I'm just really trying to have fun with him. And because we were supposed to have it before, which I'm glad he's older now, so he can actually remember it and actually not be little and, I'm ready to go, I'm tired. He gonna want to have as much fun as I am. Yeah. So that's really what it's about.
Going out anytime that week?
No, I ain't. Because, like you said earlier, with India, they gonna charge an arm and a leg for the same places that's gonna be a lot less next week, and some of these celebrities that are come here regularly. So it's like, I'm not about to go. I don't like going to clubs and party. After a while, I'm like, yep, I'm ready to go. It's not my thing no more. I would like a fashion show or an event where I can go connect and meet people and be like, hey, I got a podcast. What you do? Yeah. That's me.
I feel like that's where I'm at because I've seen some events where I'm like, okay, this is definitely club. Yeah. And then I've seen some events where I'm like, I could be in this one. Yeah. Because it's more intimate.
Because we know what the club's like here. Yeah. Yeah. Not my thing. Not going to even mention it because, I don't want nobody to get mad. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah. It's Valentine. I ain't got no Valentine. But yeah, I'm going to spend time with him. But I do want to try to go to one of your events And then hey, kids models. I think he could be a model. He was actually, I'm not gonna say who the clothing line was, but they had a contest, hyped us all up, and I think they picked somebody else. I don't think the other kids look better than him and what they had, but we never got nothing. Like it was a whole big. They played us, and so he never got an opportunity. But he was in the top 2 or 3, but nothing ever happened. So I know he got it in him, man. He's like me, a people person. He think he look better than me, but I told him,
he's like, I do.
he got it from me though. That's the thing. He's just a light skinned version of me. Hey, brother, we recording. We don't need you to say nothing. I don't want to have to edit. That's him in the background talking mess. But yeah, I mean, that's something that I would, because I seen you had. I was like, dang, I'm sure she already had it. But if it's something that
we do have another model call coming up Sunday, March 24th. Okay, and it'll be at the Indiana Black Expo office off of what is that, by Short Ridge somewhere?
Yeah, March 24th.
Yep.
And what'd you say? Well,
we posted it on our IG because I can't remember any time right now.
I'm gonna look. I just put
Sunday, March 24th. But we are getting ready because we're already booked through August. Okay. Yeah, we're.
Well, I mean, when you have stuff like that, you want to be booked for the next year, the year that you in, because that's how you really get it. And then you have all these events. That's how you get for the next year. So I get that. Yeah.
And a lot of people I think this is where the difficulties start, and people think that I don't want to work with them. No, I'm already booked. Y'all not understand. I'm already booked. Some stuff I really cannot do because I'm either already booked or I'm in some sort of agreement or contract with somebody where I can't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't share my photos with everybody because, Macy's uses my headshot.
Yeah.
Fox 59 uses my headshot.
Yeah.
TV uses my headshot. I just can't,
People don't get when you become a public figure. Yes. Some of the stuff you can't do. Like if I'm somewhere and there's people drinking or doing this, you better not put me on your camera. I might break your phone because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, he doing this, because we're in a judgmental world.
Yep.
You want to keep it as clean as you can of whatever you do, because like you said, people could do something wrong, or you could be at a place and something happened. Now they done got the kids, they put cameras everywhere. No, you don't want that. And
I'm lucky to have people on my team that have my back.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, so get your phone away. Don't put your phone on her.
And people think you be being mean, but no, it's about my brand. And if you mess up my brand, you're gonna catch these hands.
Yeah.
Because it's not a game.
And don't you hate it when people think you're supposed to be in a professional setting and you're supposed to be a professional at all times? Mm-hmm. If I'm in a club, I'm not in a professional setting.
Yeah, try Jesus, not me.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah. I tell kids that. Kids be like, you're a teacher. You think you gonna talk to me crazy and I ain't gonna say nothing to you? You done lost your mind.
Exactly.
I tell this kid, and I'm not none of these other teachers. Don't try me. Don't play with me. Don't disrespect me. If a kid say, who you talking to? Like, you're not talking to me.
Yeah.
Cause and people forget you a human. Cause hey.
Exactly. That's the only thing that I don't like about. Like, I love where I'm at in life, and I love where I'm going in life. However, don't play with me. Yeah. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Yeah. Don't play with me. Don't make me feel stupid. Don't make me look stupid. Like if I feel like you're trying to play with me, it's just gonna take me past 20,000. Yeah. So and then you gonna get whatever.
And people do that to just try celebrity, just to try to break them. And it's like people like you have a team. I don't got no team, so you getting me. And God been working on me because I will go off and I don't get to that point because people be like, oh, I'm gonna go off on this person. Depending on what the situation, what going off on somebody gonna do.
See, the Taurus is we either do it or
or I'm gonna just walk away because I know if I dive in, I'm going full force. And I'm gonna be like I remember my sister, she was younger, and this little girl like messed with her boyfriend, whatever. My sister called my mom, said, Mom, you're gonna have to come up here and get me off her. That's how I am. I'm going full force. So you have to call shit off.
It's honestly like throwing up.
Yeah.
We go until we're just done.
Yeah.
And it's hard to stop a Taurus when they in that mode, because once they in that mode,
I ain't hearing nothing. Nobody talking about.
We don't even see nothing.
Nope.
Half the time. We don't hear nothing. We don't see nothing. So if you get us to that point, you please trust and understand. I'm gonna look into which camera I need to look into. I'm gonna look at it. Okay. Please trust and understand when we get to that point. It's no coming back. Let us get it out. Because there is no possible way to calm us down. It's no possible way to talk us out of it. It's just, look here. I don't know what you did, but you did something. Because Tauruses, we don't get upset just because. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got some Tauruses out there that are kind of weird. Yeah. That, like, do weird stuff. But we don't really typically, like, it takes for something to happen for us to be like, you know. But most Tauruses, I only know probably one Taurus that will go look for trouble. But we don't normally go look for trouble. You know what I'm saying? No. Like, we more like, okay, but if it comes its way, okay. Yeah. You know, we welcome it. Yeah. We're not going to run from it. Not at all. We're not going to go look for it either. You know, so a lot of people don't get that. And I'm like, just please don't play with me. Yeah. And that's like at my job. The person done little stuff. Okay. Oh, you didn't cross the line. Let me go. Let me walk away because I know I'm about to black out on you because and so it's like, hey, I need to have a meeting because it's not gonna work. Because if they do one more thing, I ain't gonna walk away this time. It's gonna be, let me have a conversation with you when these kids leave because it's not gonna be pretty. And that's true. I don't go looking for no kind of issue, no trouble, but you bring it to me. Come on. And half the time we don't even know. We don't know. Like you said earlier, we don't give a fuck. We don't know. We don't know because you said earlier, we don't give a fuck. We don't know. We don't know because we in our own world. We focused on something else rather than people, focusing their energy on us. We're not focused like that. Yes. So we don't know if you don't like us. Because if you don't speak to us, we ain't speaking to you either. So how are we supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not that we're being mean. It's just. And one thing I want to say, because I know people be like, man, he didn't talk to me and I ain't heard from him or his texts got short because I'm doing other stuff. Yeah. Like, it don't got nothing to do with you. Yeah. It's like, you might have caught me on a day or a couple days where I got a light load. So I was able to talk or I was able to still talk and do what I need to. Now, it might be I'm in go mode. I ain't about to sit on the phone or I ain't about to text or we can't hang out. It don't got nothing to do with you. But I got goals. Yeah. And you're not part of these goals if you're not going to help me with these goals. Yeah. So I'm not about to spend time with you. Like, I literally, like, if we in the texting and then I get busy, if I don't see you text me, I will forget about you. And they don't have nothing to do with you. Yeah. And they'll be like, dang, you just messed. And no, I'm busy. I told somebody they hit me up and I planned on calling them back. But then when I realized I was done, I was like, ooh, it's too late to be calling them back. And then I told them and they're like, oh, it's cool. Okay, I'm glad you understand, because some people don't. They be taking it all offensive. It don't got nothing to do with you. I got my life to get together. So, yeah. So, we did all that nice talking, but I need a quote from you, Underdog quote. Okay. Give me an example. Like, it could be something you saw, something you live by, something you think of. I just need a quote. I need it to come from you. I don't want to give one and then you be like, oh, I remember one. I like to do that to people. Just throw that out on the spot. Okay. Yep. Okay. So Michael Jordan is that's like one of my all time. I like, how people like some girls be like, ooh, I like him. No, I actually am a fan of this man. And like this man is like, anything that I felt like I started learning is from watching him play the game. So, things that I think about and a quote that I would say is consistency is key. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of people that are in the industry that I'm in that are like, I'm still glad you're still doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And there's other people that aren't doing that were doing what I'm doing, but ain't doing it no more. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not enough. But everybody's like, every time I see, I'm glad you're still doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Are you? Or I may have people say, hey, I seen you on TV. Are you still doing XYZ? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm good. So consistency is key would be my quote. I love it. That's how I am. Like with the podcast, people be like, I'm always seeing you on my timeline. I've been consistent. I picked this one thing, 2022, that I'm gonna do the podcast, and
That's what if I can't do nothing else, I can be consistent with this. And that is so important because consistency is key, but you got to pay attention to what you're consistent on. Because sometimes you're consistent on bad habits, you're consistent on toxic people, you're consistent on the wrong things, and you're not getting nowhere. It's because where your consistency goes, you're going to go. So you got to be consistent in the positive and the good things in your life. Because I always look at it's easy to do dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. It's easy to gain a bunch of weight because you done sat at home and ate and get out of shape and all these things. It's easy to do that. But then we'll complain and say, oh, it's hard. Life is life. And life wasn't life when you was doing what you wasn't supposed to that got you in that point. So you got to change what you're consistent on. If you can change what you're consistent on, your life will change. Trust me, I know. I used to be consistent, not doing nothing. And I wasn't doing nothing. And now I'm doing stuff because I'm consistent. Because when I first started 2016 with just motivational speaking and learning that I want to be an entrepreneur, what I wanted to do. And there's people that started with me and they're further on because they were consistent. Right. And I don't look at it as like, dang, man, I'm like, I know why they're there. Or I watch them grow because with the consistency. If you're consistent, you're going to get to that next level. Just stay on it. Stay on course. Life's going to be hard. Life's going to give you a 2-piece of biscuit and a drink. You got to give it back. You got to get back up because if you don't, then you just going to give up. And if you give up, somebody that's been watching you going to give up.
Yep. You never know who you're influencing.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching you. There's a lot of people where, like a couple of years ago, I felt like, let me just stop focusing on helping people, and just focus on me. And I had people inbox me that I didn't even know on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were my Facebook friends, but I didn't know them. And they were like, don't stop. Mm-hmm. You influence me.
Yeah.
I watch you.
Mm-hmm.
I may not say anything, but you influence me. So, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's not the people that you think would support you and say stuff like that. It's the people that you don't even know are watching. Like, it's kids that I went to Dress for Success down at the JW. I do one of their events every year. And this little girl, didn't know her. She was like, I'm just intrigued. And I was like, really? She's like, I've seen you on the news. I know that you blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how are you? And she was like 12 or something like that. And she was like, you influence me so much. I want to be a designer. I gave the little girl my phone number. Mm-hmm. I said, you need to keep in touch with me. And we kept in touch on social media too, on Instagram. And I was just like, you need to keep in touch with me because I want you to work behind the scenes. Like, I want you to
learn.
Yeah. So it's like, again, you never know who you're influencing at any point in time.
Yeah, that's so true. Because it'd be weird to me sometimes. I ain't going to say complete strangers, but people you kind of know will hit you up or let you know you're doing good. I'd be like, can you share, something? Like, if you're watching it, help a brother out. Just, because engagement helps you make more money. Yes. And it just gets you around. Like, people will be like, oh, I've been watching. I don't know that. I ain't seen you like nothing. I watch you on Facebook all the time. Hey, help a brother out. Like, that's what I be wanting. But I love people that they watching. I had somebody, I asked him to be on the show. He's like, I don't really do podcasts. He was like, I got on one. The only reason I asked him because I knew somebody, like a mutual partner. He's like, that's because that's my bro. He's like, I watch yours. And he gave me some advice. And I was like, cool. And I took it, in and, let me go fix that because that's somebody that's watching. And they're telling me something that I need to change. Mm-hmm. And that helps. But, hey, if you're watching, just share, subscribe, leave a review. That's the call to action today. Hey, she got all these events next week. Ain't no reason why you can't learn about fashion. Go to a fashion show. See what's going on. You never know who you're going to meet. Hopefully I see some aunties that's single. That's what I'm hoping for. I see some aunties. I don't know if I ever entertain, but I'm at least be able to look. That's my goal. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. As long as I got a haircut, I really feel like I'm cool. Yeah, as long as I got a haircut. Appreciate you coming on because you're very busy. Because I don't know how I'm friends with you on there, but I've been seeing what you were doing, and I was like, okay, I like fashion. One day I'm gonna get into fashion, But I just liked it, and then I was like, ooh, she doing Fashion Week. Let me see if she'll get on here because I want to be able to for people to get to know the person. You don't always get to know who the person is because they're always busy, they're always in work mode. But you come on Underdog Talk, sharing your story, you open it up, you let people know you're a human because sometimes we look at people on social media like because they do something or they got money or all this, like they not human. They human.
Yes.
And I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate what you do for people in the community here in Indianapolis. Y'all gotta stop being the way y'all being and collab because we would be a bigger and better city if we actually collab and stop trying to take from people and all the killings and stuff like that. It's getting old. Please, hey, this I want to say this. Please don't be on no dumb stuff during All-Star Weekend. Please keep the drama at home. Please don't be trying to stick nobody up. No fighting, none of that. It's going to be so many people here that if you see a chick you want, she going to have a friend. It's going to be somebody over there. If you ain't got the juice, you just ain't got the juice. Like, if somebody step on your shoes, you should be able to pay and get you some more. Like, let's not be on the dumb stuff because we'll never get nothing to another 40 years again.
Yeah. We are slated to have 126,000 people in the city for this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it's going to be a lot of people and a lot of motion going on in the city. So, you know, y'all want to come out to the shows? Follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
Like us on Facebook. It's Passion, Passion, the number 4. I keep looking at this camera because it's right here. I'm not looking at myself. But the number 4, and then Fashion Week. So Passion 4, Fashion Week. And it's all of that. And just make sure you follow us.
And on that note, keep being great.